My name is Olivia Morgan. I am 27 years old. I live in New York City. I always dreamed of a calm and loving life. My wedding day felt bright, full of music, flowers, and hopeful moments. Guests filled the hall, and my father held my arm gently while guiding me toward the front. My fiancé, Michael Turner, smiled with pride, lifting my heart with simple joy. My mother, Rebecca Morgan, also stood nearby, clapping softly with a polite expression. Everything looked perfect around me, and nothing gave any hint of danger. I believed love protected me completely. The reception felt warm, with candles glowing and laughter filling the entire room. Friends hugged us, relatives shared blessings, and Michael kept whispering promises about our future. I held his hand tightly, feeling thankful for every word. Music filled the night, and everyone danced without worry. My mother kept smiling at us, bringing plates, adjusting my veil, and pretending to care about every detail. I trusted every gentle move from her, believing she supported my happiness. I never imagined anything harmful hiding under her kindness. I simply wanted a peaceful beginning for my marriage, thinking joy would follow me. When we reached our new apartment in Manhattan, I felt excited about starting a home with someone I loved deeply. I talked about our honeymoon, our plans, and our dreams. Michael listened quietly while sitting on the bed, giving light nods but not speaking much. I thought he felt tired from the long day, so I kissed his forehead and prepared our room. He held me gently but with an uncertain expression. I rested beside him with hope in my chest, unaware of anything painful hiding inside his silence. I fell asleep quickly, thinking our life would stay peaceful. Weeks passed, and strange signs appeared slowly. Michael returned home late, made frequent phone calls, and stared at his phone with unusual care. His excuses sounded simple, so I accepted them without doubt. One quiet afternoon, his phone vibrated on the table while he showered. I picked it up lightly, thinking nothing serious waited inside. The screen displayed messages filled with affection and longing. My breath tightened when I read my mother's name above every line. My hands trembled while reading the words again. My chest hurt heavily, and tears filled my eyes instantly as my world turned dark. Michael stepped out of the bathroom and found me standing in the center of the room with his phone in my shaking hands. I called his name loudly, my voice filled with pain and anger. He approached me carefully, trying to speak, but I stepped back and raised the phone toward him. I shouted, asking how he could betray me with my own mother. His face turned pale and he could not answer. Tears streamed down my face as my knees weakened. I ran toward the door, ignoring his attempts to stop me. Nothing inside my heart felt alive anymore. I reached my parents' house with tears pouring uncontrollably. I knocked again and again until my mother opened the door. Her smile disappeared the moment she saw my face. I screamed that I knew everything, forcing her to face the truth. She froze, unable to hide her guilt. I demanded answers, crying and shaking. My mother collapsed into a chair, admitting the affair with trembling lips. Hearing her words felt like knives cutting through me. I slapped her across the face and shouted that she destroyed my life. Pain covered the entire house while my heart broke beyond repair. My father, Henry Morgan, rushed into the room after hearing the noise. He looked confused until I told him everything. His expression changed instantly from confusion to shock and then to furious disbelief. He yelled at my mother with deep anger, demanding to know how she could betray our family. Rebecca cried, begging for forgiveness, but my father stepped back and refused to comfort her. I sank to the floor, sobbing loudly, feeling completely lost. My father helped me stand and held me tightly, promising to protect me. The family we once trusted fell apart in one heartbreaking moment. Michael kept calling nonstop, leaving countless messages begging for another chance. He came to my parents' home repeatedly, knocking and pleading, but I refused to see him. I felt empty, hurt, and deeply ashamed. Neighbors whispered about the scandal, spreading rumors throughout the area. Michael's career began to collapse as people questioned his character. My mother stayed inside her room, avoiding everyone, drowning in guilt. I stayed with my father, crying every night, unable to sleep without remembering every painful detail. My wedding day now felt like a cruel joke, and my heart continued breaking again and again. Slowly, my father encouraged me to rebuild myself. I returned to work at a publishing company, trying to focus on simple tasks. My coworkers noticed the sadness behind my smile, but gave me space to heal. My mother wrote letters asking for forgiveness, but I tore them without reading. Michael followed me sometimes, begging me to talk, but I asked him to stay away. Every encounter cut deeper, but I refused to fall again. I chose strength over pain, telling myself that my future still held hope. Healing felt slow, but I continued walking forward step by step. One evening, I stood on my apartment balcony watching city lights reflect across tall buildings. I breathed slowly, telling myself I deserved peace. I decided to end every connection with Michael completely. I filed for divorce and blocked every number he used. I moved into a smaller apartment, carrying only personal items and quiet determination. The transition felt heavy, but freeing my heart felt necessary. I cried during the first nights, but each sunrise gave a little more light. I promised myself never to accept secrets again. My life finally turned toward healing instead of endless emotional destruction. Michael's life continued falling apart after the divorce. His reputation suffered, and many people avoided working with him. My mother remained in the same house with my father, but their marriage carried deep cracks. My father stayed distant, speaking only when necessary. My mother lived with regret, spending days alone with her guilt. I, however, slowly grew stronger. I learned to enjoy simple mornings, quiet evenings, and moments without fear. My friends supported me closely, giving encouragement whenever I needed it. Old wounds slowly softened. My heart still held scars, but strength grew inside me, guiding each new step. Months later, my company sent me to California for a project. There, I met a kind man named Jacob Miller. He spoke gently, listened carefully, and never pressured me. I shared my story one evening, expecting judgment, but he offered comfort with calm understanding. His presence brought peace instead of fear. I found myself smiling more, laughing softly, and enjoying simple moments again. He respected my pace, letting my heart rest while slowly regaining trust. Day by day, something warm returned inside me. I finally realized love could feel safe again. Hope grew stronger, carrying me forward gracefully. Years passed, and my life changed beautifully. Jacob and I built a gentle future together, filled with trust, honesty, and calm support. When I held my newborn son in my arms for the first time, tears filled my eyes. I whispered promises of love and protection, determined never to repeat the pain I once lived through. Jacob kissed my forehead, reminding me that healing created strength. My scars remained, but they shaped a wiser heart. My past tried to break me, yet I survived with courage. My journey ended with peace, proving that true love rises even after deepest betrayal.